And they say to the states, oh, you're having trouble with money. You just got to federalize completely your hospital and carry out our bioethics system and put in our computers as if they don't already have it. And just trying to cover this. I mean, what is eugenics? You go to have your baby at the hospital. The nurse sits there and asks your wife right in front of you, do you have any problems at home? And she'll say, sir, will you go file this? Take this to the nurse downstairs for me. And then as soon as you leave the room, this is how they do it, they go, you feel safe at home? You got enough money? Our bill's tough. And there's the trusting woman sitting there about to have her baby. You know, she's going into labor. And the nurse is smiling, honey, you need a cup of water? And then she's putting in the computer, and if you say you're having money troubles, they come snatch your children. By the grace of God, though, the CPS is huge, but they're usually so busy kidnapping other kids that a lot of times they can't show up to kidnap yours, even if you answered the questions wrong, not knowing that you are literally before an inquisitor putting all your data in the health department that was chartered under eugenics and is going into a national and international database. The nurse doesn't tell you they're taking your baby's blood, that it's going into a global database for 36 years, 35 years, illegally. So, here we are. We are going into the control grid, and with it comes the face scanning cameras, the secret police, all over England now. If you're at the park or walking down the street, it's happened to me. But not just me. I watch them walking up to mainly clean-cut, good-looking families. They leave all the people that the public's told this is for, the illegal aliens, the foreigners alone, and they just come up and say, need you to stand right here, please. Name and ID. This is a security check. Well, what's this about? I will have you detained and arrested if you do not answer the questions immediately. What are you doing? Just to train you to live under this. Total control. We're being inducted into slavery. But just in the area of healthcare, the Federal Council's model after the UK board discussed in Dashiell's book, the board approves or rejects treatments using a formula that divides the cost of treatment by the number of years the patient is likely to benefit. Treatments for younger patients are more often approved than treatments for diseases that affect the elderly, such as osteoporosis. Now, again, even if you've got money, you're not going to be getting the health care under this. In 2006, a UK health board decreed that elderly patients with macular degeneration had to wait until they went blind in one eye before they could get a costly new drug to save the other eye. It took almost 3 years of public protest before the board reversed its decision, but they still selectively don't do it. I watch House of Commons every week where I need Paul Watson because he's closer to this, or Steve. Do an article for folks off of this. Do it on the brain tumors. I know you can find YouTube clips of House of Commons where Blair admits, yes, you don't get the brain tumor removed. You die. And all the socialists say, yeah, restrict their health care. I deserve mine. So all these do-nothings can then, be involved in all the rationing. The globalists want you to be feudal serfs, slaves. Here's the homework for today. Please, for new listeners laughing and giggling and snickering right now, write down the word eugenics, write down the word feudalism and serfdom. Feudalism, serfdom, and eugenics. They want you to be beholden to the state that's owned by offshore banks for everything. They're going to have regulators over every facet of your business, your life, your home. And then all of these people dumbed down in the public school system with no future, no jobs through globalism, they're all being sold. They're going to get all these free goodies. They don't know they're going to get death. They're going to get control and eugenics. And so they're then taught, oh, hey, wait a minute. You don't want the old people. You don't want people that made bad decisions in life. You don't want, they introduce this to the public of, well, should some alcoholic get a new liver or should a baby? That's how they've introduced the idea. But no, it's for everybody. And that's in the bill. That's in the stimulus package. Above 55, you wait for health care. And it's all based on the British system. Everything. That is the key country. They're about 3 or 4 years ahead of what the U.S. is in every respect. They train the children in all their schools. It's now started in the U.S. to spy on their parents. They secretly have them thumb scan and put them in DNA databases without telling the parents. That's come out in the news. Same thing starting here. If the Obama administration's economic stimulus bill passes the Senate in its current form, senators in the U.S. will face similar rationing. Defenders of the system say that individuals benefit in younger years and sacrifice later. Yeah, when you pay all your taxes into this system. The stimulus bill will affect every part of the health care, from medical and nursing education to how patients are treated and how much hospitals get paid. The bill allocates more funding for this bureaucracy than the Army, Navy, Marines, and the Air Force combined. Page 9092, 174, 177, 181. This is Bloomberg. Hiding health legislation, the stimulus bill is intentional. Daschle supported the Clinton administration's health care overhaul in 94, and he's the one that wrote this previously in the Senate. It was attributed in failure to debate and delay. A year ago, Daschle wrote that the next president could act quickly before critics mount an opposition. If that means attaching a health care plan to the federal budget, so be it, he said. The issue is too important to be stalled by Senate protocol. More scrutiny needed. President Obama called it inexcusable and irresponsible for senators to delay passing the stimulus bill. In truth, the bill needs more scrutiny because it isn't a stimulus bill. It's a federal takeover. The healthcare industry is the largest employer in the U.S. It produces some 17% of the nation's gross domestic product. Yet the bill treats healthcare the way the European government does, as a cost problem instead of a growth industry. Imagine limiting growth and innovation in the electronics or auto industry during this downturn. The stimulus is dangerous to your health and the economy. Betsy McCauley is former lieutenant governor of New York and is an adjunct senior fellow at the Hudson Institute. Now let's read from the front page, because that's not all. They make doctors and dentists and others if somebody's got insurance, HMO, Medicare, or Medicaid. That's why Ron Paul, in his private practice, and many others that have private practices, do not accept Medicare, Medicaid, or insurance. You got to pay cash. Because if you do accept that, now they want to make it for everybody, even if you do pay cash. They make you. By the way, might add an oral surgeon and a dentist. They're now making them do this. Upload everything into a computer database, and then the HMOs and the insurance companies then tell them what treatment they can carry out when they don't even have medical degrees. I ought to get my dad in here because he's actually written letters to the state of Texas. They've had hearings over it. He's actually helped stop some of this just with a few letters and phone calls pointing out it's illegal, still under Texas law, to do this. Am I even supposed to be talking about this? He never told me not to. The point is that in my own life I'm hearing about this, where they are telling people what to do. A computer program does. Do you understand that the doctors are being turned into technicians? That the medical practitioners are being turned into technicians? That the nurses are being turned into technicians who follow what the computer says? And this goes into the Patriot Act, too. I mean, it's over everything. Cars you buy, houses you buy, your health care, bank accounts. It's all controlled. Republican senators are questioning whether President Barack Obama's stimulus bill contains the right mix of tax breaks, cash infusions to jumpstart the economy. Tragically, no one from either party is objecting to the health provisions slipped in without discussion. These provisions reflect the handiwork of Tom Daschle, until recently the nominee to the Health and Human Services Department. That's why they rush it and say, this will go from a crisis to a catastrophe. Pass it now. Don't read it. Pass it now. And every day they change it. No, just pass it now. Pass it. Pass it now. Pass it now. Pass it now. Pass it fast. Pass it. Who knows what we haven't found in here? This thing's thousands of pages long and changing by thousands of pages every day. Stay with us. We'll get to the states rebelling when we get back.